Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E. With your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You get in this place. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, and feel cups of Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through on transparency. Heard they self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Butcher boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Butcher boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Butcher boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that is the start of these street blues. What I taught, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, no say gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the VVS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's
tickets.
go, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah, what up, what up, what up? Y'all already know what it is. Once again, we going right bike at it, you dig? What's good with y'all? XL Pro, what it do, man? Y'all see what my man XL Pro got in the chat in the comment section? Y'all go ahead and oblige that, you dig? Shout out to my brother XL Pro, man, always showing that love and support, man. And that stream I did earlier, man, you know, it was powerful in many ways, man. I keep telling y'all about these damn agendas, man. I keep telling y'all about these agendas, man. It ain't no joke and it ain't no game. Right? And what we was talking about earlier the situation that happened in Jacksonville, Florida, is directly connected with what we're talking about tonight. Like directly connected with what we're talking about tonight. Right? Rest of the essence to them 3 people that lost their life, them 2 brothers and that sister that lost their life, man. Man, this is crazy, man. You hear me? You already know Excel Pro, man. Sustainable Development Goal number 16. Peace, justice, and strong institutions. Promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development. Provide access to justice for all and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. What y'all think that mean, man? Let's see what the UN got to say about this. Right? Tap in, walk with us, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Right? Tap in, walk with us, man. This is some serious stuff right here, man.
Promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development. Sometimes, talking about peace isn't enough. We also have to work to achieve it. Some regions of the world have stable levels of peace and good government, while others are in a permanent state of conflict, violence, and non-governability. Most of them are situated in countries in the African continent and in the Middle East. Only 10 countries in the world are free of conflicts of all types. On the other hand, corruption simultaneously harms democracy and the rule of law. It leads to human rights violations and has an impact on women and children in a very accentuated way. It's necessary to promote societies based on transparency and good government with transparent and responsible public institutions, ensuring respect for human rights and ensuring an access to justice equality for all, reducing corruption and bribery. Woodrow Wilson was a president of the United States that achieved it. He encouraged the creation of the League of Nations and the promotion of peace after the First World War through the Treaty of Versailles. This means that he used his political power for the common good.
Woodrow Wilson. I'm going to let this video finish playing out, and we're going to talk about old Woodrow Wilson.
15 points that he elaborated looked for long-term peace and the support of the displaced and poor people that the war had left. He has been one of the few presidents of a country to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. But how can we use our own power for the common good? 1. There are neighborhood programs to improve the coexistence between boys and girls of different nationalities. This way, they learn how to maintain order in their neighborhood and play sports. Everything is positive. 2. Evaluate your relationships. Look for justice and eliminate authoritarianism. Do you believe you could change something? 3. Break boundaries with that person that asks for food in the supermarket. He or she is exactly like you. Human warmth and diversity promotes peaceful societies. 4. Accentuate your attention and get used to mediating in conflict situations between colleagues or at home.
Pay attention to that, man. get used to mediating situations between colleagues at work. Man, y'all better pay attention to what's going on with this UN Agenda 2030, man. They bringing in the Ingsoc regime from 1984 at the same time. They bringing in the Brave New World Society, man, from Aldous Huxley book, man. All right. Peace and justice. Right? And strong institutions for all. They talking about Woodrow Wilson, man. We're going to finish this up. We're going to talk about Woodrow Wilson with his old traitor ass.
Collaborate as a volunteer in the counseling and legal defense of people with minimum resources. Help them know their rights and know where they have to go to claim them. Knowledge is power. Acting is being successful.
They setting up the precedent for citizen tribunals, man. Don't y'all know only such a system of government can be practiced in a global society? Don't you know the only way that this system would even work is if we were all under the jurisdiction of a global systematic structure? Which means that our rights as Americans, the little ones that we have left, would no longer exist. This means we'll be under the jurisdiction of the United Nations, which we kind of sort of already have been for the past number of years. You see, they said Woodrow Wilson helped start the League of Nations, which eventually turned into the United Nations. We can blame Woodrow Wilson for us being in the current financial situation that we is in. Right? Woodrow Wilson, right, is quoted as having said this, right? Woodrow Wilson with his traitor ass. All right. Woodrow Wilson, man. All right. All right. I don't think this is his most favorite quote or famous quote. Hold on. Because a lot of people don't know who this Woodrow Wilson dude is, right? I'm trying to get the quote that he said with concerning, what he said about the damn passing that tax act, the Federal Income Tax Act. I'm about to find it for y'all real quick. All right. Hold on. Let me find it real quick, y'all. Let me play this video for y'all while I find it. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. You did. We on SDG 16, man.
Sustainable Development Goals. Goal 16, Peace and Justice Strong Institutions. promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Peace, stability, human rights, and effective governance based on the rule of law are important conditions for sustainable development. We are living in a world that is increasingly divided. Some regions enjoy sustained levels of peace, security, and prosperity, while others fall into seemingly endless cycles of conflict and violence. This is by no means inevitable and must be addressed. High levels of armed violence and insecurity have a destructive impact on a country's development, affecting economic growth and often resulting in long-standing grievances among communities that can last for generations. Sexual violence, crime, exploitation, and torture are also prevalent. Where there is conflict or no rule of law, and countries must take measures to protect those who are most at risk. The Sustainable Development Goals aim to significantly reduce all forms of violence and work with governments and communities to find lasting solutions to conflict and insecurity. Strengthening the rule of law and promoting human rights is key to this process, as is reducing the flow of illicit arms and strengthening the participation of developing countries in the institutions of global governance. The number of people fleeing war, persecution, and conflict exceeded 70 million in 2018, the highest level recorded by the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, in almost 70 years.
Oh, my Joe from Chicago, Uncle Diggity, what happened?
In 2019, the United Nations tracked 357 killings and 30 enforced disappearances of human rights defenders, journalists, and trade unionists in 47 countries. And the births of around 1 in 4 children under age 5 worldwide are never officially recorded.
1 in 5 children born on planet Earth are not recorded. Right. Woodrow Wilson, y'all. Y'all know who Woodrow Wilson is? Right. Let me show y'all a picture of this guy first. Woodrow Wilson, right? How many of y'all familiar with this guy? Huh? Yeah, he up there. 28th president of these United Snakes of America. Woodrow Wilson, right? Right? Agent and asset of the Rothschild family via the Rockefellers and DuPonts. Right? He was selected to be the 28th president. You hear me? From his Khazarian demon masters. Right? You know? And he's the guy who was selected, chosen to bring in the Federal Income Tax Act, which is illegal by all definitions possible. Yeah, man, he's a pretty dirty rat. He's a pretty dirty cat, man. Right? He went to Princeton. He also went to Johns Hopkins. Woodrow Wilson is definitely a bonesman. So was his father. Right? Woodrow was also a member of the Odd Fellow Society. You ever heard of the Odd Fellow Society? Yeah. You know? Oh, Woodrow was chosen to sign the federal income tax law into law. The Federal Income Tax Act into law, where they can directly tax our wages, which is illegal according to the law of contracts and the law of flags, right? You cannot put a direct tax on the citizenry's wages without fairly and duly compensating them at the end of the fiscal year. We are essentially all employees of the United States of America Corporation, right? And since we're all being taxed by the government, or in other words, we're being taxed by the chair board, at the end of the fiscal year, we are to all be duly, equally, appropriated. Which means at the end of each fiscal year, when the corporation divvies up all its bread and everything is collected from said tax, it is to divide that up evenly amongst all the citizenry and appropriate said funds equally amongst the citizenry. Well, since we operate on fractional reserve lending or usury or the law of the sea, y'all better understand what's going on over here, man. Those laws don't apply to us, but see, we don't know this because we've been tricked. All right? Salute to everybody in the chat room, man. We got my brother G's in a bit of my man John Woodruff, man. That's one of my homies from the turf. You did. I'm gonna have Nino come up in here. Me and Nino gonna chop it up this Saturday. Then, maybe next Saturday I'll have you come on up, G's. You might have you come up earlier Saturday. Might do a twofer on Saturday. You did, depending on how brothers is feeling. You did. So Woodrow Wilson is a pivotal component to where we at now, man. And he's famous for saying this right here. I am a most unhappy man. I have unwittingly ruined my country. A great industrial nation is now controlled by its system of credit. We are no longer a government by free opinion, no longer a government by conviction and the vote of the majority, but a government by the opinion and duress of a small group of dominant men. Pay attention to he said I have unwittingly ruined my country, man. Come on, man, Woodrow, man. Woodrow, you ain't fooling nobody, man. You was lock, stock, and barrel paid for by the Rothschilds via the DuPonts and the Rockefellers. We all know this, man. We done our research. Woodrow, bonesman. You were selected to do this, man. They always get the guys up out of that skull and bones to do the real dirty stuff, man. The real dirty stuff. Think about it, man. Woodrow Wilson, bonesman. Reagan, bonesman. Bush, both of them, bonesman. Even the runner-up, Kerry Forbes, bonesman. All out of Princeton and Yale and Harvard, Brown, Green, You hear me? Yeah, man. So when you talk about Woodrow Wilson, man, you gotta understand who Woodrow Wilson is and what he did. I mean, he's like a pivotal piece in this whole play up until the current day, right? Because before he passed that legislation, you know, we was pretty much running off our own money at that point. Still operating on the gold standard. You know, this is when our economy was right before it crashed out, when it was at its height, on its way down. You understand? This is when O.W. Gurley and them was very, very rich. Don't you understand? 1913, man. Don't you understand? This is when O.W. Gurley and them getting stupid, dumb rich. Y'all remember the movie Harlem Nights? Y'all remember Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, and all them in it? Don't y'all know brothers was rich back in them days, man? I better do y'all research, man. These dudes was millionaires and billionaires, man. These dudes was rich, man. These dudes own land. What y'all think Hoodlum was about, man? You know, brothers was married. You know, some brothers had 2 families, 3 families. But brothers was married. Brothers was creating generational wealth. Brothers shopped with each other. Brothers supported each other. It was massive unity. It was a code of ethics amongst us, right? Even in the streets, even amongst gangsters. You know? They had to come in with this Federal Reserve Act, man. They had to come in for that, man. This was the monopoly move right here. This is where the whole game of Monopoly is derived from. This whole series of events over a span of like 100 years. Right? We'll say about 1865 to 1965. Right? Oh, Woodrow Wilson. Huh? So when we're talking about peace and justice, man. Strong institutions, man. I want y'all to understand what they mean by this, the UN. Yeah, he's the reason why a lot of people got deleted. A lot of people got deleted as a result of what happened with the Federal Reserve Act being passed, man. Everybody in that whole era was smoked as a result of what Woodrow Wilson did back in about 50 years prior. Yeah, man, these dudes had money. They had swag. They was militant. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys survived World War I and got a lot of military training, a lot of militant training. You know, a lot of these guys had organizational skills. A lot of these guys just were skilled in many trades. A lot of these guys just were charismatic, magnetic guys, man. You know? And they worked with each other. They did business with each other, man. You know, they created lines of communication, man. You know, they created the Chitlin Circuit. They used to talk crazy about the Chitlin Circuit, but the Chitlin Circuit is where all the money was made. This is where all the lit people was at. Right? See, the whole reason why they did the whole integration thing was to weaken that what was being established amongst the so-called black people over here in America, man. And it's like my brother Red always say, shout out to Red, they knew that in the next generation or so, next 50 to 60 years, that, you know, black people probably would have been running stuff in America for sure. You know what I mean? peep the play, peep the demo, man. So when we're talking about peace and justice and strong institutions, man, think about when I talk to y'all about the movie Dread, right? Think about when I talk to y'all about this movie Dread, right? Right? The Hall of Justice, right? I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all gotta peep this, man. Y'all gotta understand. I really want y'all to really understand what it is that I'm breaking down to y'all when I'm breaking down this SDGs, man. This UN Agenda 2030, man. You hear me? And I'll be telling y'all about this movie called Dread. They got the Hall of Justice. All right? And they talk about strong institutions, man. Pay attention to how they are circumventing the law. They're telling us we need to defund police due to the police shooting people and killing people innocently, which has been like a epidemic for, like, let's say, the past 20 years. Let's just do a time span of 20 years. I think that's fair to say. All right. Which is absolutely not true. You know what I'm saying? It's just made to look like that through the media and through the propaganda machines, right? But like I said earlier, most cops are good people. We got family members that are cops, right? But their jobs are becoming increasingly more difficult due to societal pressures, due to societal issues, you know? And then y'all talking about defunding the police, who are not making the money they should be making. What is going to be the incentive for them to continue to protect and serve, which is not even their main goal. When they say protect and serve, it ain't talking about us. They ain't talking about the citizenry, right? Since they saying that the police are out of control, they're shooting people, deleting people, harassing people, abusing their power. And this is all true. This is all stuff that we can document and, can sit up here and say that these things occur, but they don't occur enough for it to be the stigma for all of them, or should I say, enough to create new legislation at that, right? Which basically turns the police into a draconian drone force, right? Something like out of the Hunger Games, right? Right? This is crazy, man. I keep trying to tell y'all, man.
Overpopulation and atomic wars have left America an irradiated wasteland. Mutants, criminals, and exiles roam the cursed earth, fighting and warring against one another in the ruins of the old world. What remains of civilization persists in the last megacities, enormous metropolises in which hundreds of millions live, work, and die amongst an endless urban sprawl. Outside the walls of the megacities, there is no law. Inside Megacity 1 are the judges of the Justice Department. The rampant spread of crime within Megacity 1 has left little room for assumptions of innocence or lengthy trials. Those granted the title of judge are expected to act as officers of the law and fulfill the role of judge, jury, and executioner. Criminals apprehended are tried and sentenced on the spot, either sent to isolation blocks or put to death. Judges are the product of years, often decades, of training. They are selected from promising children as young as 5, or cloned from gifted individuals.
Have y'all ever watched the movie Judge Dredd? The original one that came out, I believe, in like 94 with Sylvester Stallone in it. You gotta watch the prequel that came out in 2011, 2012 with Kyle Urban in it, right? Called Dredd. And they came up with a system called the Hall of Justice, where people were granted the authority to be judge, jury, and executioner. And it was a strategic, strict selection process for people to become judges. Often people were chosen from their genetics. Right?
Within the Academy of Law, potential judges undergo rigorous physical and psychological conditioning, trained to use a wide variety of weapons and vehicles and restricted from traveling outside the academy in order to maintain absolute discipline. Typically, cadet judges will only leave the academy to journey across the cursed earth, where they test their skills in actual combat. Those who survive are appointed rookie judges. Rookies...
Notice, those who survive.
Must undergo assessment by a more experienced judge before any promotion, an assessment in which the majority typically fail, relegated to auxiliary duties, or expelled from the Justice Department altogether. Various divisions and bodies employ dozens of types of judges. Major organizations within the Justice Department include the Public Surveillance Unit, responsible for monitoring the activity of every citizen in Megacity 1 through an elaborate network of surveillance devices, DNA records, and computer systems. The Special...
Are y'all listening to this? Notice how this is the track and trace. Look at how they said they're going to keep surveillance of us.
Judicial Squad, relegated to auxiliary duties or expelled from the Justice Department altogether. Various divisions and bodies employ dozens of types of judges. Major organizations within the Justice Department include the Public Surveillance Unit, responsible for monitoring the activity of every citizen in Megacity 1 through an elaborate network of surveillance devices, DNA records, and computer systems. The Special Judicial Squad, which investigates internal corruption as part of the department's internal affairs. The Wally Squad, which operates entirely undercover, hidden among the destitute in Megacity 1, and many others. The vast majority of judges, however, are assigned to the Street Division. These officers are responsible for various territories across Megacity 1, maintaining the law by any means necessary. The typical sidearm employed by the street judges is the Lawgiver, a voice-activated machine pistol capable of utilizing a variety of ammunition types, ranging from armor-piercing to incendiary. Street transportation is provided by the Lawmaster, a heavy-duty motorcycle equipped with sophisticated weaponry and communications equipment. Street judges are occasionally augmented by specialized units, tech judges, judge pilots, riot squad judges, and perhaps most notably, side judges. Side judges are capable of utilizing remarkable psychic abilities, able to enter the minds and determine the location of missing target.
Are y'all paying attention to this? So they're basically setting the ground for genetically enhanced people who serve the system by way of the law. Y'all better pay attention to this, man. This is what the stuff they talk about when they talk about strong institutions, man. Y'all got to understand. The United Nations It's a global think tank organization. I want y'all to understand that UN Agenda 2030, which is being implemented right now as we speak, is being implemented, man. And the only way that such a force could ever come through or be about is if we don't have a global government. We got too many single individual policing agencies across the world, different jurisdictions. But if we all come under a global system and structure, it could be one global system just ran by people delegated to run that section or sector of the global system. Instead of separate entities, it'd be separate sections of one entity. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mega City 1, Mega City 2, Mega City 3. Let's go, man. And genetic modification, right? With people with certain physical and psychological abilities that the Hall of Justice uses to its advantage to catch so-called criminals. Now, what type of criminals would you have to have in society in order to need somebody with psychological abilities, psychic abilities? What type of criminals are we talking about now? Think about that.
For most of their existence, the judges themselves have been led by a chief judge and a council of 5. These individuals administer complete authority from the Grand Hall of Justice, and as their power has waxed and waned over the years, sometimes perform the duties of the central government for the entirety of Mega City 1. The judges are the law in Mega City 1, but they are not above it, and are treated with far less leniency than the average citizen. A crime that might earn a citizen a sentence of a few months in solitary could mean years or even execution if committed by a judge. Despite this, corruption within the judges is not uncommon, with powerful crime lords and drug dealers often attempting to buy their loyalty. A judge reaching the age of retirement is a rare thing within the Justice Department, but those who complete their term of service are offered a choice. Either be placed into an administrative or teaching post, rejoin the common citizenry, or instead, take the long walk. A judge who takes the long walk is sent into the cursed earth, expected to never return, but die bringing law to the lawless. Within Mega City 1, a dozen serious crimes are reported every minute, 17,000 every day. Judges can respond to only 6%, and a lucky criminal...
Judges can only respond to 6% of the crime in a city that has a population of 800 million people. Think about that. Even under this strict system, they can still only respond to 6% of the crime. 12 crimes are happening per second. 17,000 police reports a day. And they talk about defunding the police. We got similar numbers today. Right? Strong institutions. Right? Y'all all seen this movie, right? Right? Y'all all seen the Hunger Games before, right? Y'all seen the Hunger Games before, right? Oh, Katniss Everdeen. Your boy Lenny Kravitz plays Senna, who I'll tell y'all the real life Senna is Kanye West, right? right? Just like in, right? Just like in the in Dread, how they had the Hall of Justice, right? The Hunger Games had a similar structure, right? You feel me? It was a very brutal. You hear me? You hear me? In the Hunger Games, it was a brutal. I mean, it was a brutal police force. You hear me? In between the people who stayed in the capitals, right? When they talk about strong, you hear me? Strong institutions. One of the institutions that they're talking about they want to be strong is our police agency. See, they want to weaken local police agencies in order to bring them all under the jurisdiction of one global policing agency. We have as the model the United Nations Army, which is an army made up of citizenry of different countries that are members of the United Nations. Right? And I'm showing y'all these policing structures in these different dystopian movies because in these movies, it's a similar structure as far as being a global structure. All these movies. Mega City 1 from Dread. District 12, District 13, District 11, 1, 2, in the Hunger Games. Right?
Failure to meet these quotas will not be tolerated. By order of President Snow, daily production quotas have been increased.
Brutal, man. Brutal. You hear me? The Hunger Games, man. Another movie, right? Another movie y'all always hear me talking about. I hear me talk about this movie all the time, man. Another movie, Equilibrium. All right. Another movie, Equilibrium. How many of y'all seen Equilibrium before? With Tay Diggs and Christian Bale in it. You know what I'm talking about, man? Sean Bean plays in it. You hear me? Angus McFadden plays in this movie. Right? It's a dope movie. I keep telling y'all, you need to go watch this movie. In the movie Equilibrium, there was a very strict, a very totalitarian global system or global society called Libria, ran by a dominant figure named Father, right? And it was a global system, global society, global structure. Everybody had to dress a certain way. Everybody had assigned housing, assigned employment, right? And it had a strict, deadly police force in between the structure of government and the people, the citizenry, called the Tetragrammaton Cleric, right? Y'all gotta check this movie out, right? And in the movie Equilibrium, you know what I'm talking about, there was an underground regime as well. And when I'm talking about, when we're talking about strong institutions, y'all, I want y'all to understand when they talking about strong institutions, they're talking about global government. And I'm sitting here running down these gamut of movies because these are all dystopian movies that basically ran under the very structure that which they have planned for the world. The model is China, right? I suggest y'all go check this movie out too, man. Equilibrium. Remember when I told y'all in 1984, George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984, they have a section in there where they talked about the spies. The spies were also depicted in this movie Equilibrium with the children. The children were used to spot what in Equilibrium they called sense offenders. Because in 1984, you would be called a thought criminal for being guilty of displaying groupthink or crime think. Basically anything that went against the Ing Sok regime. Just like here in Equilibrium, they were called sense offenders because in the dystopian society in the movie Equilibrium, to express or show feelings was illegal. Because in this movie, in this society, feelings were eradicated, human emotions, because they discovered that human emotions is what led to all of the calamity in the world. So in this society, they got rid of all human emotion by making everybody take a daily, hourly, or throughout the day public inoculation, self-inoculation of a drug they called EC10. Or should I say a drug they called, what's it called? What's the drug called in the movie Equilibrium, man? Librium, I think that's what it's called, or something like that. They had to shoot up. Y'all go check it out, man. They had to. I think it's like every 4 hours, everybody in the Liberian society had to stop and dose up. Prosium, that's what it was called. Prosium. The drug was called Prosium in the movie Equilibrium. And in this scene that y'all looking around right here that I blew up on the screen, this one right here, right? This scene right here is the scene of the kids who were used to pick out people in the crowd walking who look like they might be a sense offender. Him right there, he looked like he's feeling. This is the movie Equilibrium. And just like in the movie 1984, in the novel 1984, George Orwell had the department within the Department of the Ministry of Truth, which was called the spies, which were the indoctrination of the children, where they recruited the children and indoctrinated them with the ideologic structure of the Ingsoc regime, right? And they would, and hence turned into spies because they would have to go home and, you know, the parents were terrified of their children because their children just came from indoctrination school at the spies all day, and they were trained to spy on not only everybody else, but specifically their parents to make sure that their parents adhered and obeyed to the laws of Big Brother. Just like in Equilibrium, the kids were indoctrinated the same way to make sure that their parents weren't guilty of sense, offense, or feeling. Y'all got to check this movie out, man. It's just like it's like based off of 1984. You can tell, right? Y'all should go check this movie out right here, man. You hear me? Another movie, right, that depicts this society, right, of strong institutions, right? How many of y'all see this movies? How many of y'all ever seen Divergent? How many of y'all ever seen Divergent? Right? Divergent is another one of these movies that deals with dystopian societies where we have a one world systematic structure ran by, the societies divided up in factions or groups, human settlement zones. Remember in the Hunger Games, they had districts 1 through 12, human settlement zones, sectioning and siphoning us off from each other. Y'all better pay attention to this stuff. Just like in this movie Divergent, they had different factions within the society, global, systematic, one world structure in this movie. Right? How many of y'all seen Divergent before? And this is the signs of them all right here. I forget they called. It was called the what was they called, man? I'm about to pull it up. Yeah, let me get an image of this. The different factions of the Divergent series. Right. Right. Even in the movie Divergent, the systematic structure of this society was divvied up into 5 factions. Right? This is what they're talking about or referring to when they're talking about strong institutions. Take out the word strong and just replace it with the word global. Right? But understand when we come under the jurisdiction of a global system, our American citizenship will become null and void. So the rights that we once had, we will not have any. Y'all got to understand this stuff, man. And they sit here desensitizing us and prettily programming to it by showing us movies like these, man. These dystopian movies, man. You got the abnegation, the amity, the candor, the erudite, and the dauntless, right? Very similar to the structure of the movie Brave New World. And to be a combination of all 5 of these would make you divergent. tending to be different or develop in different directions. This is what divergent means. All right, so when you become divergent, you're a combination of all of these. Right, y'all go check out the movies Divergent. They got a lot to do with human brain computer interfacing, astral projection, digital DNA downloading, storage, and all of that stuff, man. Go check out the movie Divergent, this Divergent series. Right, when they're talking about strong institutions, y'all, I want y'all to understand what they mean by that, man. We gotta always understand when it comes to strong institutions, these people are talking about on a global scale. Now think about when I talk to y'all about human settlement zones. Huh? Crazy, man. Tell you, man, the process of research and all this stuff, man, over the years, man, I used to be sitting back thinking to myself, like, man, this stuff is crazy, man. All right. Y'all know I show y'all this map all the time. All right. All the little green parts, human settlement zones. You know, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people think I'll be just making this stuff up, man. Like I said, I couldn't if I tried. What y'all know about the human settlement zones? Huh? What y'all know about the human settlement zones?
When it really comes down to the rubber hitting the road, pun intended, it comes down to what cities can do regarding energy policy, regarding transportation policy, regarding building materials and zoning codes. Being able to affect the amount of carbon that's being produced within an urban area has the greatest output of reducing our carbon footprint throughout the world.
So we're bringing the green building discussion to the ground, implementing it every day in our day-to-day living. We have various number of buildings going through green building certification for the first time ever, and the master plan of the cities, because the African cities haven't been built yet. By 2050, 800 million people will move to urban centers, and we need those centers to be sustainable.
Did y'all peep how many people she say is going to be moving to the urban center? Did y'all pay attention to how many people she said is projected to be moving to the urban centers in Africa?
We've achieved incredible results. We have now over half of our residents who walk, bike, or take transit to work. We've seen our new building emissions drop by between 20 and 90%, depending on the building type that we're building. And we've been able to cut our greenhouse gas emissions by 15% overall, or 22% per capita. Half of our residents
ever, and there must day-to-day living. We have various number of buildings going through green building certification for the first time ever, and the master plan of the cities, because the African cities haven't been built yet. By 2050, 800 million people will move to urban centers, and we need those centers to be sustained.
By 2050, 800 million people are projected to be moving to urban centers in Africa. 800 million people. It's 2023. 27 years ain't that far from now, man. Right? Human settlement zones. Right? All the little green bits you see in this projected map of the Wildlands Project, which is administered by the United Nations through the Department of Interior and all of that. This is a projected map on how they want to divvy up the United States under UN Agenda 2030. Right? Another movie that I always tell y'all to go check out. Right? Another movie I always tell y'all gotta go check out. Ready Player One. I always tell y'all need to go see this movie, go watch this movie, Ready Player One. Right, Ready Player One. Right? Ready Player One is based.
My name's Wade Watts. My dad picked that name because it sounded like a superhero's alter ego, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner. But he died when I was a kid. My mom too. And I ended up here. Sitting here in my tiny corner of nowhere. There's nowhere left to go. Nowhere. Except the Oasis. A whole virtual universe. People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do. I live here in Columbus, Ohio. In 2045, it's still ranked the fastest growing city on Earth. But
did y'all catch that? I said, did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what city, the city that Ready Player One is set in? I'll rewind that for you just in case y'all ain't hear it.
I live here in Columbus, Ohio. In 2045, it's still ranked the fastest growing city on Earth.
In the movie Ready Player One, my city, my hometown of Columbus, Ohio, in this movie is the fastest growing city on the planet in 2045. That's only 22 years from now. Right? Pay attention, man. I keep telling y'all, man, my city, Columbus, Ohio, is a pivotal city in this global system that's being brought in front of our goddamn eyes, man. Yeah, I mean, that's always a good idea, Mr. O. Lance Parker in the building. What's good, bro? Now look on the screen, y'all. Right? And Ready Player One is set in my city, Columbus, Ohio, which is the fastest growing city on Earth. And due to overpopulation, they were forced to have the majority of the population, which is sadly us poor people, living in stacks. Y'all hear me talk about UN Agenda 2030, stack 'em, pack 'em housing. Right? Now go ahead and read them, man. Go ahead and read them. Get the book. Put the book in your hand. Turn the pages. You understand what I'm saying? Get you a pen. Take notes. Underline words you ain't never heard and look them up. put sidebar commentary on the side of the book whenever you have a sudden epiphany when you're reading a book. It's called active reading, man. You know, it creates synapses in your brain, man. Creates new neural connections in your brain. Trust me, you want to read a book, an actual book. That's why they don't want us to know about certain books, right? Because of the power they got. Yeah, man. I got all those books, man. I done read all them books, man, over the years, man. You did. But in my city, Columbus, Ohio, man, and look at the housing. Look at the housing. Right? Y'all see that? Y'all see how they stacked on top of each other? Huh? And just like in all the other movies I've been talking to y'all about, Ready Player One, in this society, right? In this society, it was ran by the corporations. Namely, a corporation who we could say was similar to Facebook. And the guy's name was Faraday in here, oddly enough, named after or using the name of Michael Faraday, who was a pioneering mathematician, right, and electrician, physicist, Michael Faraday. Or Holiday, or whatever his name was in this movie. You could compare him to Zuckerberg, the T-shirt. And he created a fully interactive, submersive, digital, holographical, neurological structure, right? Reality called the Oasis, right? And the way that they connected to it was through what? Human brain computer interfacing, right? Understand what I'm saying? And in this movie, Ready Player One, the corporations were in control of everything. So when it came to the law of the land, it was a lawless land. But see, most people didn't operate in actual society. Most people interacted with each other in the Oasis. So in actuality, there was a police force ran by a conglomerate of all the corporations. Specifically, basically, what in the movie was equivalent to what Facebook would be, right? Y'all need to go watch this movie, man. This movie is dope, man.
But it sure doesn't seem like it when you... I live here in Columbus, Ohio. In 2045, it's still ranked the fastest growing city on Earth. But it sure doesn't seem like it when you live in the stacks. They called our generation the missing millions. Missing not because we went anywhere. There's nowhere left to go. Nowhere. Except the Oasis. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything. A world where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
This movie is dope, man. Y'all gotta go watch that movie, man. You hear me? Y'all go watch that Ready Player One, man. You know what I'm talking about? Definitely go tap in with that Ready Player One, man. You hear me? Put you up on some game, man. Another movie y'all need to pay attention to, man. When they're talking about strong, you know what I'm saying, strong institutions, right? I want y'all to think about some type of movies, man. You know what I'm talking about? Think about the movies that they be showing us, man. You hear me? Huh? Y'all ever seen this movie, The Maze Runner? Y'all seen the Maze Runner movies? Same type stuff, man. You know, global, good, systematic structure type government dictating to everybody how to live, right? Using the kids for experimentation, you know, nefarious purposes and reasons, genetic alteration, modification, manipulation, you know. I gotta go check these movies out, man. These movies be giving up all the game, man. You did concerning these situations. You know what I mean? SDG 16, man. You hear me?
We recognise the critical role that universities play in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. In line with Griffith's objective to create a brighter future for all, we embed the Sustainable Development Goals in all we do, in teaching, research, engagement, and beyond. The goals align with our deeply held values around First Peoples recognition, environmental responsibility, diversity and inclusion, and social justice. Through this series, I'll explore some of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals with Griffith experts and partners. We'll examine what each of the goals is about, what must be done to address them, and how we can learn from the work on these goals already being carried out around the world. For our first video, we'll discuss Sustainable Development Goal 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. With me today to discuss this topic are Professor Sue Harris-Rimmer and Professor A.J. Brown. Professor Rimmer is an expert on human rights law and the director of Griffith's Policy Innovation Hub, co-convener of the Griffith Gender Equality Research Network, and leader of the climate justice theme in our Climate Action Beacon. Professor Brown leads the Public Integrity and Anti-Corruption Research Program in our Centre for Governance and Public Policy and is an expert on whistleblower protection.
Notice when they're talking about strong institutions, man, notice all these new group think what can I say? Think tank organizations popping up all across the country, all across the world. All right. A lot of them are coming out of the UNs, UNICEF, UNESCO. You know what I mean? All these little small little think tank organizations and hedge fund corporations, you know. Talking about strong institutions. Look what's happening with the financial industry. They're consolidating. At the same time, consuming old-time establishments. And it's pushing us all towards a systematic global structure. Right? They're talking about putting us all on one digital wireless currency. This is meant to be a global digital wireless currency. And I want y'all to be able to peep the play, man. So when they talk about strong institutions, they're talking about global institutions. right? Just take out the word strong and put the word global in there. Global institutions. Wants to tax all, know all, see all. Right? And through the systematic structures they applying to government, right? And consolidating that as well. You know, they're hitting us with this imagery, real time, right? With the militarized police. Notice how over the past 20 years, our police have turned into the military. They have been militarized. They got military weapons, military equipment. They dress like the military. They look like the military. They behave and act like the military. They respond to situations like we are enemy combatants due to the number of us who have been gunned down and or shot, and, you know, by some of these cops, most of them being ex-military. You gotta be able to look at the chain of events, man. You gotta be able to connect the dots and see where this is all stemming from. Right? In order to realize that anything that we think it's about ain't what it's about. Right? Classic divide and conquer. Classic divide and conquer. Right? Strong institutions. Right? It's another movie y'all need to go check out. Another movie y'all need to go check out is this Vivarium, man. This movie is ill. You hear me? All right. Y'all need to go check this movie out for lots of reasons, man. Assigned housing, strong institutions, genetic modification. You did? Yeah, man. This movie is hella creepy. This movie is hella creepy. All right. And I'll show y'all this movie as in relation to what we're talking about tonight, because in this movie, these housing developments were ran by a corporation. And people, once they came to see about house living out here, they were somehow lost. Y'all got to check this movie out. It's off the chain, man. It's hella bugged out, man. It's a dope movie. I think it's one of the dopest movies I've seen this guy, Jesse Eisenberg, playing. You hear me? You did? Man, I'm telling you, I need to go check out these movies, man. You hear me? I'm gonna sit up here and do, you know me, man. I'll drop the link on y'all, man. I'll be wanting to get y'all's input, see where y'all's heads at, see what y'all think about this content I'm bringing to y'all, what y'all making of it, you know. I'll drop the link so that people can come up. You know, we're gonna go into 10 o'clock, man. Another 35 minutes. You dig? Y'all more than welcome to hit that link. Come on up. What y'all think about Sustainable Development Goal 16? You feel me? What y'all think about that? right? Seriously, man. I want to know y'all's opinion, right? Peace, justice, and strong institutions, right? According to UN Agenda 20. According to UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability, peace and justice means full compliance and acquiescence to the new global structure that's coming in. And strong institutions means global institutions, global policing agency, global healthcare, global workforce, global housing, global health insurance, global minimum wage. Y'all better realize what's going on. And when you watch a movie like Vivarium, it's just real twisted, but at the same time, it also shows you the uniformity of conformity, right? Which is also a part of this, one world system, right? You know, my Joe, Mr. O from Chicago, what happening, man? Yeah, unmute your mic, bro. Mr. O.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I couldn't hear you at all earlier, but I can hear you now. What's good, man? Oh, now your mic went out.
Shit, man.
Yeah, your mic keep going in and out. I don't know if you're doing that on your own or if it's doing it by itself, but that's crazy. Yeah, man. You got to get somewhere where you're nice and got a nice signal at, man. Get your audio right. Get your Wi-Fi right. Make sure when y'all come up on this panel, man, you got your audio right. You got your connections right. You know, we can't afford no Borgin. You know what I'm saying? Have you Borgin like Captain Morgan? You did.
Yo, can you hear me better now, man?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so of course, I think all this is bullshit. The reason being, big government, big brother, big watchful eye, control over your so-called resources, and basically tell you how to control said resource. That's Marxism. And uh, uh, what's the F word? F word. That's it's not Marxism. It's the other F bomb. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Verge. It's basically telling you what to think.
Feudalism?
Not even feudalism. It's another one. Mussolini had his thing. He had created but past that.
Yeah, go ahead. What you talking about?
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say it's not Marxism, it's not communism, but it starts with a F, you know what I'm saying? And Tifa was trying to bring it back.
Oh, fascism?
There we go.
Fascism?
Yes, fascism. There we go. Yeah, so big government is a easy ploy to bring them agendas in, and it disguises itself as they're trying to help the so-called people that they're trying to impoverish and have impoverished.
Yeah, man. Fascism, totalitarianism, communism, all the isms ain't nothing that we need to be aspiring to, man. You did. And now we're getting into SDG 16. peace, justice, strong institutions. Like I keep saying, I'm trying to understand that means global institutions, man. Right? So understand what that means here in America. Right? Because we are being unwittingly inducted into a global systematic structure, right? That means we're going to lose our rights as American citizens. Not that we got that many left anyway, but whatever rights we do have left, they're going to be gone once we are inducted into a global systematic structure. China is the model.
Describe this and it's disguised as socialism. Everything that we had just discussed, the Marxism, the communism, the fascism, hell, you can even throw feudalism since you said that term up in. That's going to make its way up in there with critical race theory. It's all disguised as socialism, the democratic socialism, what they transform it into the scene.
Which ain't nothing but fancy ways of saying globalization, man. It all equals out to us being global citizens, man. Right? Connected to the smart grid via human brain computer interfacing, right? Where we'll all be surveilled, monitored, tracked, and traced by the smart grid, the unintelligent artificial intelligence, right? Where we all group together in human settlement zones, smart cities, mega zones, mega regions, mega cities, living in mega structures, 75,000 people per structure type stuff, all connected by the smart grid, right? A violent, brutal police state that's been militarized globally. Global minimum wage, assigned housing, assigned employment.
Now go on.
Not to mention now we being introduced to the metaverse, right? Where we will be connected or be able to be connected or to connect to the metaverse via human brain computer interfacing, right? Where we probably will be doing digital holographic work, or where we can go and gallivant in digital spaces, digital holographic spaces at that.
Or let me beat you to it, Verge. Or we have like skins, like mechanical surrogates in our representation out here in the real world.
Which we being desensitized with and preemptively programmed with all this stuff going on with, Jamie Foxx and, Gucci Mane and whoever else, Kodak
NBA Youngboy
say is a clone.
NBA Youngboy, and don't forget that majority of these people are hoax actors. You know what I'm saying? They are actually given a script, and then once they're done, they basically just fade off into the existence. Some of these influential people, some of these well-renowned celebrities are actually celebrities and not celebrities on and off screen, nothing more than government agents. In other words, there was a popular song by a Motown artist, or it was in that era. It had a song going like, "Nowhere to run to, baby, nowhere to hide." That's what's coming for us.
I've been trying to talk y'all, man. Keep your health right, man. Just make sure you keep your health right. Make sure you keep your immune system tight, man. It's gonna get crazy here shortly, man. Y'all make sure y'all ready out here. But yeah, though, man. powerful and strong institutions, man. All right. We're talking about defunding the police, right? Especially up your way. They really wilding out. Yeah,
they can. And I'm not even supporting that idea. You literally got to see CPD right now, bro. Like, there could literally be some crimes going on. And I'm partially in defense of them because of the laws that they are restricted to because of other CPD past officers' bad behavior. Now it is bad for them to even do some type of actual police force that might actually save lives because of said laws. And some of the new police officers that's now working these precincts and walking these streets, I hate to say it, they're just there for the paycheck and not really there to protect and serve. So it's basically the wild wild west out here.
Yeah. And that's how it's designed to be everywhere, man. How you think the Hall of Justice is going to be able to come about? They gotta make it so violent to where the people will be like, yes, we need this has to stop. Take away our guns. No more guns. I done heard some people saying that they need to do away with the right to bear arms, man. And when I start seeing niggas I know personally say that, niggas I know from the streets, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, they got to go. Pookie and Ray Ray and these weak ass dudes that don't want no guns, they got to go.
I would never go along with that, but it definitely should be regulated who can have them though and have access to them. I would go with that with certain extent and limit, but to just get away from them completely.
We in drastic times, my friend. We got to show a lesson, so this will be a historical lesson for future generations. We let a lot of things slide in society, and therefore, with too much freedom, we have caused chaos. And with chaos, it will lead into anarchy. With anarchy, I will be damned if I be here for the destruction. And if I leave, I'll be considered a coward, a Benedict Arnold, and I don't want that on my resume.
So with all that being said, I want y'all to understand why I be going in on this stuff, man, because I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all, man, the best way to get your agenda off is to have people not on one accord, right? We so caught up in the stuff we caught up in. I'll be saying this all the time. Most of y'all don't realize that while you might think your own personal group of people or whatever is oppressed more so than others, y'all don't realize they're coming after all of us, man. Y'all realize nobody's going to be safe in this system that's coming in, man. It don't matter what your skin, it ain't going to matter what your skin color is. It's not going to matter what your income bracket is. It's not going to matter what your status is. None of that stuff is going to matter. Everybody is going to have the same opportunity to comply. And depending on how good you're able to follow the rules, that's going to determine what you're allowed to do in society. No matter who your mama is, who your daddy is no more. They're getting rid of all that stuff, man. Yeah. If you can comply and follow rules, you probably get along real far. If you can fake and be fake and withhold your emotions and basically be a people person to everybody all the time, every day, even when you don't feel like it. We're gonna see who's gonna survive that stuff. Y'all better watch that episode. I keep telling y'all to watch that season
Black
3.
Mirror.
Yeah, season 3, episode 1 of that nosedive. I keep telling y'all better watch that. Everybody put all this effort into be perfect and to be accepted which means you're being fake because you're not being real, right? And it's mentally cracking everybody. That's what social engineering is designed to do. In the
I'm about to
form
go ahead and start watching Stanley Kubrick's films as well. You know, say sequence order. You know, there's a lot of hidden messages in the films, especially Clockwork Orange.
yeah, man. Stanley Kubrick was a mug, man. Yeah. He mysteriously came up dead not too long after that Wise Wide Shut came out, man. A director's cut, man.
Yeah, bro. He had did a lot of gem dropping in that particular film, bro. And it goes down with a lot of Guinness world records with a lot of takes, how long it took to shoot. He was really trying to go ahead and spread the word, even if he was with the shits or not.
So I want y'all to understand when they're talking about strong institutions, man, they're talking about global institutions, man. Because this new system is designed to be in power for, man, guess how long?
Hey, quick question, Verge. Hey, I just want your opinion. Do you think Passport Bros is a psyop that can push this agenda as well?
Yeah. Right. Everything is connected, man. I want y'all to understand that everything we out here experiencing in this reality is all connected. It's all at some point connected to the huge agenda, if you would, that's going on, right? That nobody wants to act like they see it, but it's right in front of all our faces, man. And you know what I'm saying? When you think about the Passport Bros, just think about that's just another extension of the manipulation program, just as another program of the Matrix, if you would. You know?
Or is a response to the binary code in response to said matrix? You know what I'm saying?
Both, a little bit of both.
There's a lot of ciphers in this space. You know what I'm saying? It's only a few neos. There's a lot of ciphers in this space. I've been seeing that lately, bro.
Do you have an understanding of quantum entanglement?
No, I do not, but I will go ahead and get a book and look it up on YouTube. Thanks very much for giving me that. Thank you for sharpening this iron over here, or shall I say vibranium.
When it comes to quantum entanglement, though, this is the school of thought that all different realities, dimensions, right, are all intertwined at some point, right? And through quantum entanglement, you can at one point reach from an equidistant point all different realities or dimensions. Right. Yeah, man. Quantum entanglement, man. Right. Yeah, man. So we're thinking about strong structure or strong what's it I'm saying here? Strong institutions. Right. They ain't talking about just, government and law and stuff like that, man. You know, you gotta think they bringing this metaverse in, man. That's a strong institution that they want to bring in. Watch Ready Player One. It went down in Oasis. Everybody lived in the Oasis. Nobody ever really interacted with each other physically that much anymore.
Or in that movie Syracuse, with that Bruce Willis film, a lot of people just use their representation out there in the public and stay to their ass in the house, creating a sedentary lifestyle where basically you're a caged animal in your own.
All right. I ain't going front. Circus was a dope ass movie, man. I think this is one of the most underrated movies that Bruce Willis ever played in that really didn't get that much burn, and he didn't really get too much attention for this movie.
And ironically, he started losing his memory and all types of cognitive senses ever since the film that came out.
Mm-hmm. That's a dope. That's a dope movie right here too. Y'all should go check this out too. It's a dope movie, man. You feel me? Yeah, man. Peace, justice, and strong institutions, man. Right? When you think of strong institutions, man, think of what they're setting up, man. This spreads to different aspects and angles, man. All right. I know y'all heard of this company before, right? You know, everybody heard of this company before. Once or twice in your life. Yes.
Monsanto. Ain't that Bill Gates little company?
Yeah, he got some stock in Monsanto. A lot. All right. Biochemical pharmaceutical company. All right. Responsible for a lot of the Terminator seeds we see over here, destroying different types of crops and stuff in rural areas in America.
Yeah. I'll take away all the farmers and tell them they can't even use and sell their crops no more and stuff like that.
Tricking people out of their land.
Damn.
Doing basically hijacking people's crops by having basically a type of militarized attack, if you would, approach to it. They'll have their trucks riding down highways of America with their Terminator seeds in the back so the wind can pick them up and blow them around, and they spread to these farmers' lands. So when these farmers' crops grow, they done been blended with the Terminator seeds, but the produce has Monsanto's genetic code in it. So when they test the produce, it has Monsanto's code in it, the Terminator seed, which therefore makes it the property of Monsanto.
Oh man, they is trying to turn this another good film. I gotta go and finish watching it, and thank you for the recommendations on Ready Player One. Got finished watching that too. All the other ones, but Soul Fence Green, a film that came out. Yeah. They really trying to push
Green
that.
is an old movie, man.
But it's so relevant today, just like They Live.
Mm-hmm. You know, and
just because it's old, don't make it irrelevant.
I don't mean. I'm just saying I'm saying it's old to reference how long it's been around. You feel me? Here go another movie, man. Movie I've been telling y'all need to go see, man. I've been telling y'all to go see this movie, man.
Oh, I got the book. I'll read the book too, bro. I gotta reread the book, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Go watch this movie.
It's a movie though. I forgot it was a movie, bro.
It's
Who's in it?
It came out in 1984.
Who's in it?
I forget this actor's name, man. Some English actors playing this movie.
It wasn't Ralph Fiennes and anybody, was it?
Who?
Ralph Fiennes. Fine,
no. That's all I know. I don't think so. Right? Peace, justice, and strong institutions. The institution of the Ingsoc regime in the dystopian novel 1984, English Socialist Republic. But notice that English is spelled with an I. All right? So we're not talking about the English language. Right? Big brother is watching, man. You hear me? Please believe it.
I get to feel like somebody's watching me.
Animal Farm is a good book by George Orwell too.
Yeah, also Aldous Huxley, his co-conspirator, I mean his friend, got his book Brave New World. I'm reading that, and Animal Farm.
Yeah, man.
I've been into book reading though lately, audio book.
1984, y'all, man. Right, and just like Mr. O just said, another one. Right, we're talking about strong institutions. Brave New World. I'll tell y'all about this all the time. Genetic manipulation, genetic enhancement.
Dr. Moreau shit.
Genetic alteration. Right? All right, then sit up here and put y'all up on game about this stuff. Huh? Y'all remember this? I remember this, the artificial womb facilities.
Oh Lord, hatcheries.
Strong institutions. The hatcheries. Right? I keep telling when they're talking, see, when you think of strong institutions, people automatically think about like the law. People think about like business and stuff like that, but people don't think about healthcare.
Universal healthcare.
Universal global healthcare. Universal global housing.
Started by your boy Obama, old drama, you know what I'm saying? We don't know if Michelle's either a man or a lady at all, mama.
He said Michael and I.
Man, the first LMLP president that's about global warming, sustainability, taking away your tax dollars, along with his little his former vice president, Joseph Robert Dean Biden. Yeah. We all know about you and Al Gore's so-called global sustainability program bullshit.
And here it is in full effect. When they're talking about strong institutions, man, you better realize what they talking about, man. The reason why I put Monsanto up there because they're genetically modifying our food supply. One of the major corporations doing it. Right? That's a strong institution. Right? They saying that they're saying the process of cattle production and processing is becoming unsustainable. It's becoming a threat. It's becoming a threat to the climate somehow.
You heard me, bro. They even making the cattle farmers in Canada and North America dump the rest of their milk supply.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not that we need to be drinking that stuff anyway, but
true.
I mean, our systems have become immune to it, so to speak. I can't really think of a better word to say when it comes to drinking milk. Is our system
no. Milk products can also be used for some things else. You know what I'm saying? Besides for being edible, you know what I'm saying? So even then.
Strong institutions, man. Right. Now look what's on the screen, man. Talking about giving us the option. And when I say us, I don't mean us. I mean they're giving them. Because you ain't going to be able to afford this anyway.
Nope.
Most of us, majority of us, is not designed for us to be able to afford this.
Population control. Starve us out to death.
And then not only that, think about the series from MTV back in the day, Aeon Flux.
Ooh.
Now think about the artificial womb facilities, right? Today, facts, like actual facts. I just sit here the whole live stream on that. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, man. But I never put two and two together.
Yeah, think about that coinciding with that. Now they're talking about digital DNA downloading storage. They're talking about conscience transferring. They're talking about human brain computer interfacing.
Holographic, you know what I'm saying? All the hologram and shit like that. Yeah, man.
Astral projection and all that shit. Automatic viewing and all that stuff, man.
Man, what type of world we woke up to, Virgil, man? Like, man, can we bring back 96 back, man? Damn.
You know?
No, 99. Bring back 99. I mean, I want the last 3 Bulls championships in full. You know what I'm saying? To keep the LeBron haters mad. But so bring back 99, man. Fuck 2000.
Yeah, man. That's pretty much a wrap, man. You know? And you know what I'm saying? I want to break down the reason why I'm breaking down this UN Agenda 2030 thing, because I want y'all to understand what is the plan, man. And I also do it in the way I do it because I want y'all to understand that there is nothing we can do to stop this.
We can revolt. I mean, if everybody in the world actually don't go like that.
I'm gonna repeat. There's nothing we can do to stop what's coming, man. We can either go along with it or not.
And when there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. But understand that it's gonna get increasingly difficult, especially for a certain percentage of us, man. I'm telling y'all, man, a lot of people ain't gonna make it, man.
So a lot of people ain't like Thomas Paine. So you mean to tell me we have a nation full of cowards? You know what I'm saying? Don't give me liberty, give me death.
Not even so much as a nation full of cowards, but a nation full of, because when somebody's put in a position without to survive, you start to see the true essence of that person come out. But what I'm saying is, we have been so dumbed down that a drastic change in societal experience and living. I mean, people who literally going to implode off of this. Y'all remember that episode on Dave Chappelle when they did the black blind white supremacist? My nigga Clayton Bixby.
Yeah.
Dude pulled off his hood to see he was black, and the dude head exploded.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be a lot for a lot of y'all. It's gonna be like for a lot of y'all once y'all's reality is different from your perceived your perceptions from actual perceived reality. It's gonna be too much to psychologically handle for a lot of people, man. Think about it like this, man. Think about it like you know what I'm saying? When you know what I mean, in that part in the movie Total Recall, when they got sucked through the thing, the ventilator, and it was cracked they screen on their thing, and their eyes and stuff start getting all big because they weren't getting no oxygen when they got the Martian atmosphere. That's going to be a lot for a lot of y'all, man. A lot of y'all just have not been built to survive outside of this system. A lot of y'all would not know what to do if there was no electricity. Y'all would not survive, man.
Man. Well, I learned how to use my
no
own
running water, no hot water,
we
no electricity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we fucked.
No way to heat up your food.
Food? What food? Is no refrigeration.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, don't know how to hunt
or fish. Where you gonna fish at some of these places in the Midlands?
I mean, look at the Wildlands Project map. I mean, human settlement zones. You ain't gonna be allowed to go certain places. I mean, you literally are not gonna be able. There's no human presence or no human activity. Heavily regulated. Now, how you think they're going to prevent us from staying from these highly regulated areas? How y'all think they're going to do it?
The human race had one. We had one job to stay away from evil and tyranny. But look at us.
I told y'all how they're going to do it. I tell y'all how they're going to do it all the time, man. Keep telling y'all how they're going to do it, man, all the time, man.
Man, shout out to my man Matthew McConaughey from True Detective. He predicted this. He predicted it.
The robot army is here. I can't even say on the way anymore. It's here.
Yeah, RoboCop is here. The little what you call the dog again? Yep, Spot is here. Spot is here. They took our jobs.
Ed 209 is here. Goddamn it.
They take our service jobs like the janitors, warehouse workers. Yeah, that shit over with because it said robot workers like an iRobot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So with no jobs, well, we heavily protected in our homes. You know what I'm saying? We can only come outside through the metaverse or through our surrogates. What else is that we missing now, Verge?
I keep telling y'all, man, they don't have this system that coming in have little to no use for humans, man. Not all
Oh,
of us.
that's
Anyway.
right. That's right. That's right.
Not all of us anyway. Yeah. Not eight.
Ergo,
Not down there 9 billion of us though. They don't need that many of us.
ergo, the new human race, synthetic human beings, aka your replacements.
Yeah. And that's what I thought. That takes us back to the hatcheries, to the artificial womb facility. They said that they can produce 30,000 synthetic humans per year, per fiscal year, per facility. Of course, all house babies will definitely be chipped for sure. They're not even going to be real babies. They're going to be synthetic grown babies. They ain't even going to be human at that point, man.
And what's the
Well, y'all
likelihood?
gonna be human, but not in the sense that we think human is. What you say?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you. What's the likelihood that conventional weaponry is not going to be able to take out these so-called new highly advanced designer babies? That's probably even walking right now amongst us in the public, aka the test tube babies of the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, shit, I don't know, man. I ain't never encountered one, so I don't know, man. But hopefully,
We probably have. We probably have and don't even know
hopefully,
it.
you know what I'm saying, you get your hopefully you get your hand-to-hand combat skills up point, get your strength up, man, get your weight up, man.
I don't know.
So you
I
better
don't
defend
know.
yourself, man. Sure.
Look, bro, you seen what movies came out around that test tube baby time period, Super Soldier, Universal Soldier, G.I. Joe, you know what I'm saying? Captain America, a lot of clues was dropped with that so-called super the kids, designer kids and babies of the future, tomorrow people. You did. You remember a show called Tomorrow People?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
So it would just behoove you to be in the best physical shape you could possibly be in. You never know, you might have to defend yourself. And I would suggest, it wouldn't be bad to learn some close quarter combat training. It wouldn't be bad, armed and unarmed. It wouldn't be a bad idea to learn some outdoor survival training. It wouldn't be a bad idea to learn like some jujitsu, maybe some boxing. I would strongly suggest that. I wouldn't shy away from that.
And please stay away from Aikido. Please stay away from Aikido. To learn a real martial art, please.
I ain't gonna say whatever was a real. You figure whatever works for you. How about that? But to be realistic, though, boxing and jiu-jitsu, man, you should be good with those two, man. Should be good. Yeah, should be great. Matter of fact, yeah, those two right there, you'll be good to go. You know what I'm talking about? But it would be a good idea to learn how to defend yourself, man, because you never know, you're gonna be coming in contact with a synth. You never know, you're gonna be coming back in contact with a sleeve, like they call them in Altered Carbon.
Mm.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to defend yourself, man. It ain't no joke, man. Tomorrow night we're getting into it, man. We're gonna be doing E&E Hip Hop Tuesdays. You dig? You already know what it is and what it ain't, Jack. But this is what we're going to be doing on that 90s rap. I'm going to pull it up on the here screen written now. You did. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share your social engineering. You know what I'm talking about? You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in, showing their support. You feel me?
Before you go, man, Woodrow Wilson. That's what I meant to say, bro. This jag-off really did the most. Like this Dixie crack jag-off, a son of privileged Southern motherfuckers, and went to law school at Yale and shit like that. This nigga was you talking about smart dumb motherfuckers? How you let the Rothschilds JP Morgan Chase, and all of them basically coax you to take over the nation, and you don't even get a piece of it. Yeah, they probably get your head about that $500 bill, right, dog? You know what I'm saying? You thought you was gonna still be in high circulation to this day. No. And you set this whole quagmire of a situation for us millennials that you would never ever meet 100 years later. So, Mr. Woodrow Wilson and all your descendants, fuck you. I hope you rest in shit. And thank you very much for making me feel like an old ass man and got work to the day I died. Thank you. Also, I will be going live a little later on to discuss another NBA player that wants to go ahead and play with lascivious females of certain professions. DeAndre Ayton of the NBA team, the Phoenix Suns, has decided that he wants to go down that particular avenue, like his homeboy Zion Williamson. Want to go ahead and mess with adult film stars, like who raised y'all?
Niggas affinity for these damn slutty ass porn stars, man. What's wrong with y'all, man?
Yes, and I mean, I'm about to title it from bouncing balls to losing your balls. The NBA, black NBA players struggle. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm probably do that at 10 or 11 o'clock.
Yeah, young dudes is fried in the NBA, man. What's I want to marry a porn star for, man?
Or gold diggers, old ran throughs. I mean,
are pregnant.
Y'all niggas literally got the world at y'all fucking feet. Y'all niggas all hit the 666, the damn devil numbers, and y'all actually going out like Adam. Like if y'all was gonna do the damn devil deed, do the devil's advocate way. But no. Y'all niggas y'all going from men to boys on bending knee, eating the pussy from the back. You know what I'm saying? With the pubic hair stuck to your teeth, using that fucking floss. And I hate that I gotta crisp y'all motherfucking niggas like an old George Foreman grill, but I have to. I gotta bring masculinity back. You know what I'm saying? But salute to you, Verse. Salute to everybody in the chat. I gotta get ready for this show. And you know what I'm saying? I have a good evening, man. Peace.
You already know, my nigga. Shout out to my brother, Mr. O, with the info, telling you what you need to know, but you ain't hearing from him, though. You did? Make sure y'all go subscribe to my brethren, my brother up out of that Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? We down to the last one, y'all. Wednesday, man. Sustainable Goal 17. We're going to be getting to it, but tomorrow night, as y'all see on the screen, we're going to be paying homage to the legendary Pete Rock and the legendary Eric Sermon, the Green-Eyed Bandit, one half of EPMD. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're going to get to it tomorrow, man. You know what I mean? Two legendary producers. You know what I'm saying? Pioneered the MC/producer genre. You know what I mean? Because not only is Pete Rock one of the dopest producers in the game, he's a dope MC too. Not only is Eric Sermon one of the dopest producers in the game, or end up becoming one of the dopest producers in the game, he's also one of the dopest MC, one half a legendary hip hop group, duo, EPMD. You hear me? Eric and Paris making dollars. You did? So we definitely gonna be getting to that. You hear me? Tomorrow night. Make sure y'all tap in and walk with us. You understand me? You know what I'm talking about? I know my brother Uncle Diggity gonna be tuned in to this for tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? Being a fellow producer, engineer. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been inspired by these two dudes, brother. Especially Pete Rock. You know what I'm saying? Pete Rock is responsible for classic tracks. You know what I'm talking about? My brother Pete Rock, CL Smooth. Wonder what's up with old CL Smooth, man. What he into nowadays, man? You feel me? Y'all know nothing about Pete Rock and CL Smooth, man. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna have to I already know Uncle Diggity, man. You know, Pete Rock is one of my favorite producers. You know what I'm talking about? He up there in that top 10 for sure. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to it tomorrow. My man Eric Sermon, the Green Eyed Bandit, Pete Rock. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I mean? Paying homage to 90s hip-hop tomorrow. Y'all tap in, walk with us. You did. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do it over here, man. We ain't playing no games. You understand me, man? You know, we're going to go subscribe to the page, man. Smash that like button, man. You hear me? Appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate y'all coming out, man. Y'all can say y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you tapped in right in here with me, man. Shout out to my brother, Mr. O, with the info, man. Go subscribe to that brother page right now. You did. Tell them Stacks with the facts sent you, man. Support the real ones, man. You know, we over here grinding and growing, man, like we supposed to. Putting in that work, giving y'all this content, pre-recorded shorts, live streams. You understand what I'm saying? I'm about to sit up here and come up with some membership content for y'all. You know what I mean? And we're going to put it together, man. You know what I'm talking about? Appreciate everybody coming through, showing that support. You did. You did. All right. We're going to get straight to it, man. So tomorrow night, make sure y'all tap in. We most definitely gonna get to it tomorrow. Eric Sermon, Pete Rock. Make sure y'all tap in and walk with us tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We probably gonna be at E&E Studios with my brother King Els. You did. We're gonna leave y'all with this classic track by me off of the album E&E Presents Stats with the Facts, the Real Contender. You did. Fake woke.
Yeah.
Out of me daily.
E&E.
I've been walking with us, man.
What up, Stacks? I got my man Glitch the Guarantee on the track.
Yeah. Way out.
And we bringing this message to you fake woke niggas.
Gotta wake these niggas up, man.
Out there spreading their lies, falling victims to this propaganda. Glitch. Let's talk to these niggas. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, take 'em up, time to wake 'em up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, take 'em up, time to wake 'em up.
I gotta set the alarm, wake you up from your slumber. Floyd and Harry, fake woke niggas, y'all dumbass niggas. Drop jewels, but people don't pay any attention. Let's see immediately, we the wake 'em up henchmen.
A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleep. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real cheap. Only the real for my niggas, we all elite. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga, bon appetit. Yeah.
Pause. Me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these walls. In illusory fault lines like racism, and bring light to the woke, just like a Baptist.
The congregation spoke. These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop off niggas really be lames to me. Anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. The more we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, So I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake 'em up. Time to wake 'em up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake 'em up. Time to wake 'em up. Alarm clock to the woke. Time to wake 'em up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You wave riding niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing on gas straight from the Ivory Coast.
In every post, I'll be hitting y'all with them straight facts. The smart grid is now here. We gotta face that. While they coming with microchips and vaccinations, fake woke niggas perpetuating indoctrination.
Fuck this pandemic scam. This was a damn gimmick. Niggas will believe that they mom died if she still living. Open your eyes, nigga. You can see the lies, nigga. We gotta stop letting the blind lead the blind, nigga.
And that's the biggest fact glitch. You better tell these niggas this Agenda 2030. It's gonna be hell, niggas. Fuck AOC and her new Green Deal. I'm Neo in this bitch. Who want they red pill?